Hey guys, Zach here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the 2017 Gashapon Shinagawa Kun. Now, this is the third form of Godzilla in the movie Shin Godzilla, and a lot of people call this form Turkeyzilla because it looks a lot like a turkey. I can kind of understand that, but I never really called him that at all. I just called him Shinagawa Kun, so yeah. So anyway, I talked about Shin Godzilla before, so I'm not really going to go into detail about my thoughts on the movie or anything like that, so yeah. So we're just going to get right into this. So starting off with the paint on this figure, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. But let's take a closer look. So most of the body is actually the same color as the previous Shin Godzilla Gashapon figure that I reviewed not too long ago. So yeah, the paint is very similar here. It's like mostly like a dark red color with brighter bits of red between the crevices. It's very similar. The membrane and the mouth is painted a pinkish color, which is accurate if my camera can focus. And the eyes are painted white with black pupils, and this time they're actually painted correctly. So Kamada-kun, yeah, this looks better. And the toe claws are painted brown as well. And that's pretty much it for the paint on this figure. Not much, but just like with Kamada-kun, all the weathering on this paint job looks very nice, so I can forgive that. So the paint gets a pass. Now take a look at the articulation, and just like with all these Gashapon figures, they don't really have articulation, but they just come apart, so yeah. If you were to get this figure, then it would be disassembled like this, and in order to put it together, it's very simple. All you need to do is just take the body, and just take the legs. First, what you want to do is you want to take this leg and plug it in first, so that way you could plug in the other leg, because really quick, this leg acts as another peg, so it's basically like that. So yeah, which is kind of neat. I actually really do like that idea, so you just do that. And unlike with the other Gashapon figures, this guy cannot I was just about to say that this guy can't stand without the tail, but look, I'm wrong. So, alright. Yeah, but anyway, moving on. To attach the tail, just make sure that everything lines up, like so. Oh, nope, that doesn't line up. Yeah, it does. And then just plug it in there, and there you go. That is basically how you assemble it. And there's no really surprise when it comes to these Gashapon figures, so the articulation, I guess, like, you know, the ability to take it apart and put it back together, I guess that kind of counts, so I guess it gets a pass, so yeah. Anyway, now moving on to the sculpt. The sculpt on this figure is actually pretty good. This is actually trying to replicate the scene from the movie where Kamada-kun immediately starts evolving into Shinagawa-kun and immediately just starts roaring into the sky. And yeah, I feel like it captures that very well. If it was in another pose, I feel like it would have been better, but I still like this a lot, so yeah. The sculpting on this figure is really good, so it gets a pass. Now take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure, it's not the best. It's still good for what it is, but again, it's not the best. So we'll take a closer look at that. So starting off with the head is detailed nicely, and as well as the mouth, that looks okay. The neck is detailed very nicely, and that nice detailing continues on throughout the body. All the creases and whatnot in the body here look very nice. The arms are detailed not the best, but they're really small, so it's understandable. And the legs, to be honest, don't look all that great either. And the dorsal plates don't look too crazy, or they don't look... Actually, they look decent. Not the best, but just decent. But the detailing on the tail doesn't look the best either. So, yeah, all of the creasing usually would look nice, but here it just doesn't. And of course, the end of the tail, as you may or may not know, spoiler alert, but the tip of the tail is its own species, so basically Godzilla and Shin Godzilla is a conjoined twin, which, again, I think is a really interesting take on the character, but the detailing for the tip of the tail looks not the best, and it does not capture the, head on the tail well whatsoever, so yeah, not really the best, but not really awful either. And that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. Not the best compared to other Gashapon figures, but it's still decent, so I'd say it gets a pass and a half, so yeah. Should you get this? To be honest, there are better figures of Shinagawa Kun out there than this. This is the only one I have, but it wouldn't kill you if you bought it, but there are better figures to get, so definitely look elsewhere for better figures. So yeah, this figure cost, I think I paid like $5 or something. I don't remember how much I paid for the lot, because I remember my unboxing video back in August of a couple years ago. I remember I basically, I got the Blu-ray of Shin Godzilla, but I also got these Gashapon figures, and I don't remember the exact price, but yeah, I think it was like $12 for the lot. I'm not too sure about that, so like, yeah, I don't remember the exact price, but I'm sure you can get this figure for a fairly cheap price, so yeah. Anyway, if you want to know how big this figure is, here he is next to Dr. Billy Grant. Alright, now that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zach out.